Hello once again, fellow YouTubers and even a few of my Facebook friends. As far as the 2026 Honda Passport TRAILSPORT, I did a couple of teaser videos on the things I dislike about it, just to draw attention. I can't think of anything that I absolutely dislike about a vehicle. It's a mechanical device. Basically, you have your ups and downs with any vehicle. Now, with this Passport TRAILSPORT being primarily my weekender vehicle, because I use my Ram 1500 as my daily driver. And yeah, I know y'all got problems with Rams, you have problems with Nissan, you got problems with everything else but your sales. Check on your sales. Maybe if you look at yourself in the mirror, some of those problems, personal problems, will go away. But anyway, back to what I was saying. With my Ram being a daily driver back and forth to work, and I'm not concerned with the gas mileage on it because I'm literally 12 minutes from my job, so close enough to where I can come home on my lunch break if I decide to. But with this 2026 Honda Passport TRAILSPORT primarily being used for the weekends and things of that nature, and when I do get serious about the camping situation, now this spring and summer I do plan on hitting a couple of cabins because I've got to get my equipment up to par. I've had a tent for a while. Wasn't too keen on that tent when I first got it, so I'm looking for something else, and I'm looking on Marketplace for some things also. The only thing I'm looking to upgrade on this Passport, like I said, I was thinking about going with the Recon Grapplers by Nitto. I know everybody sent comments about this brand, that brand, but I happened to ended up owning those on my previous Ram 1500. Yes, I know it's a heavier vehicle, but let me tell you something. Those tires, for what they were designed for, were actually quiet. You'll get a little road hum, true enough, but it wasn't that much to where it was disturbing, and it made your truck sound like a truck. So if I'm going to use this vehicle as a weekender and do some camping, and it'd be nice if it pretty much had that same feel and vibe. There's absolutely nothing wrong with these tires that I have that came on these vehicles, in my personal opinion. It's just that the Recon Grapplers look a little bit more aggressive, and I think that aggressive stance would stand out with this ash green, or even with the white. With any color, I think they would. Like I said, I have an appointment tomorrow with Honda to take care of a few things, and the more I climb over this vehicle and a few little things I want to get touched up on, that's what I'm gonna do. I did the same thing when I got my Ram in 24, I believe it was, late 23. I took it back after I had it for about 2 weeks, and I had some couple of blemishes here, things of that nature. The things that was in the bed of the truck, I wasn't too concerned with, because I was going to get the spray and bed liner. So it was just a ding or two. It wasn't nothing that serious. But I've done this with all my vehicles, especially when I purchase them new, because you have people. Majority of the times these vehicles are put together so quick, and I think the video on this Passport TRAILSPORT was like 7 minutes and 35 seconds, and even though majority of the workforce was robots, they will skip over a few things. Even watching the video, the humans that was working on the vehicles, they were being very lackadaisical doing it. It's kind of like anybody else's job. I mean, I go to work some days, I don't feel like doing it. And I know when I get my reviews back, I can tell that day that I didn't feel like working. So that's just the nature of the business. So for all of you that are out there that may be experiencing a few little minor things, now that you've gotten it home and you've looked it over, and jot down these things that you see that might be cause for concern, or even if it's something that's light and you can say, oh, it's not a big deal, but it could become a big deal. Especially if it's a paint issue, because it can grow, it can get worse. So if you have those blemishes, if you have those things, I mean, check the undercarriage as well. You're supposed to have these skid plates. Check the skid plate. It could be loose. You know, and the only reason why I said that because last time I was at Honda, the service attendant actually said that there was somebody that came in because there was a rattle and the skid plate was loose. He didn't say which vehicle. You know, it could have been the Pilot TRAILSPORT. I don't know, but he did make mention of it. So these are some of the things you have to kind of look out for yourself. I don't think we can rely on anybody to just sell something to you and you don't put the care into what you just purchased. And I myself, I've never really cared for a vehicle with sunroofs. Reason being, I see so many vehicles after four years or more, and people have them completely taped up with duct tape to keep the water out. So that's another thing. I've already checked this one for leaks under high pressure, and it's fine. And for those of you that have these vehicles and you are yet to check that sunroof, and you probably haven't had a drop of rain, or you're in an area where you have minimum rain, I advise you to check that sunroof for leaks under high pressure. I mean, you don't need a 3,500 PSI pressure washer, but give it like a driving rain type test. You know, put your finger on the hose and spray it down real good up there. Give it some pressure to make sure you don't have any leaks. And because you don't want to find that out if you're parked at work and then you may happen to have a bad stormy day and then you come in, the interior of your car is all messed up. This is something you can look out for now as what they say, preventative maintenance. And even though we go to the dealership for preventative maintenance, that doesn't mean that we can't look for certain things ourselves. Once again, that's what I do. Whenever I start my Ram up, I listen to it. Every week I check it. I pop the hood. I just listen for the engine. I listen up at the back for the exhaust. I listen for things that can rattle or loose over time. And these are some of the things you have to kind of tune your ear for. And being that I've been dealing with vehicles for many years, I kind of can listen and tell when something's not right. Even sometimes when if I'm driving my truck, it just sounds so perfectly silent. Sometimes I feel like, wait, something's about to break, because I'm so used to certain things mechanically. And with this Passport, like I said, it's a great riding vehicle. I'm looking at I've probably had it 5 weeks now, and I'm at 670 miles. So I haven't driven it that much. You know, at that 1,000-mile break in, I really intend on really putting it through its paces. But I did notice when I got it and it had, I don't know, 2 miles on it, 3. Once it got to about 495, it feels like the vehicle kind of settled in and everything just kind of started working a lot better. It felt even a lot smoother, because like I say, it's brand new parts. So they have to be driven and tested. And over time, you will find that. And especially check your tires, because keep in mind, these tires were mass produced. They're claiming, especially for this vehicle, yeah, okay, we're not going to fall for that. But anyway, check your tires too. Check around the outer rim of everything. Make sure you don't have any nipples or reverse nipples in your tires. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that little lump. Even if you can manage to get underneath the vehicle, check for that as well, because they are warranted. And unless you was fortunate enough to get the extended warranty, these tires may last beyond your warranty. And come to find out, you've been riding around on a defective tire. You know, so that's something you can look out for. Now, when I traded my Pilot in and got this one, when I had the lifetime warranty, lifetime of the vehicle, not my lifetime, I don't know, maybe it was that. But anyway, when I traded that in, they couldn't transfer my extended warranty that I paid for. So what they did, they gave me a credit. So basically, even though I had the money invested in that, and they gave me the credit when they put it into the sell the vehicle, and they zeroed it out. And they right beside it, it said a credit. So that was a great thing that the finance manager, once we talked about it, and I told them how much I appreciate their business, and they would have did it for anybody that asked, I'm sure. But I do appreciate that particular dealer's business. And this is my second Honda, other than lawnmowers and little motorcycles, my second Honda automobile that I can remember owning, which, like I said, in 95, I bought that 95 Isuzu Rodeo, brand new, which later became the Honda Passport. So that vehicle ran perfect for me. It really did. And I think before long, they'll get back to that. When I look at the old pictures I have of that vehicle versus today, and how they had the big tires on there, and how it came from the factory, and it was a great vehicle. And I take that back. That one even had a sunroof in it. So it's like two vehicles that I've owned that I've had sunroofs. Any other vehicles, I was like, nah. When I picked up my Ram, I was like, guy was like, well, this one's maybe $600 more, but it had a lot more features, but that's not what I was looking for. I didn't want to have all the extra mechanical stuff that can go wrong and all these things. And it's not against Ram, it's not against Chevy, it's not against Ford. It's mechanically produced. So we'll have those issues. But as far as this Honda, I'm sitting in it right now. I had to come out in the garage and look for some stuff. I found what I was looking for. But anyway, and I'm sitting in the vehicle with it running right now, and it's whisper quiet. These vehicles were put together pretty well, I must say. And sitting in it, I can feel the difference in this compared to when I had the Pilot that I bought new in 24. And I could feel the difference. Basically the same makeup on the inside. Basically, you have your certain things, but it's something about this one that gives it it's a mind over matter thing, I believe. But this one, I can tell the ride quality in this is way different. I can actually feel the difference when I'm riding in it. I've yet to take it off road, but even when I start camping, like I say, my first one would probably be a couple of cabin trips. I've looked at a couple of places to look into reserving me a cabin. And I do know I want to go up to the North Georgia mountains, being that I'm in Georgia. So that would be something to get a cabin up there for a weekend. One of the little small, little tiny shed-like cabins, because I'll be going by myself. And that's why I made the joke on Facebook that I didn't need the doggy cage / kitty cage / mother-in-law cage, because when I go places, I tend to go by myself. That's one of the benefits of being a single person. You can just take off. I'll let a few people know where I'm going, things of that nature. But anyway, enough about my personal life. I think this vehicle is gonna serve me well. Just like when I had the Pilot, it served me well. I had to haul a few people around in it, and so it served the purpose. But when I saw this one, and I started looking at more videos online before they came out, I was like, okay, when it hits the showroom, I'm getting it. And that's exactly what I did. I set my mind to it. And I was able to do it, able to get where I wanted to be with it. Yes, I could have been a lot better, a lot lower, all these things, but I was comfortable to where I was at. And it's worked out well for me so far. And I do enjoy the vehicle, even though I made 2 videos joking about the things I absolutely hate about my Honda Passport. It was a joke to get people's attention. I may even title this one my Honda Passport versus my Ram 1500. Which one do I prefer better? And everybody have their own name brands. Everybody have their own. Let me tell you something about the Ram 1500 that I have. The one I had before that one. And even back when they were still calling them the Dodge Ram. They kind of moved away from that. Back when I had the Durango, I didn't have any issues with it. And I bought it used off a couple. They only had like 3,500 miles on it, which my daughter ended up driving it till she got tired of putting gas in it. And so I've had a couple of Dakotas, the 1500s. We never had issues with them. Never. At best, a dead battery. When I bought that Dakota off the couple, there was something going on with the rear drums. So we had the whole thing replaced, all that. Buddy of mine replaced everything off under there. It was dirt cheap. That vehicle didn't give me any issues after that. It had a snatching when you hit the brakes, and it was caused by the rear drums. But I would probably do a comparison of both vehicles because they're totally 2 different vehicles. And as that Ram being my daily driver, and it was the one I had before that one was my daily driver. And even when I had the Pilot, I may have driven it more on the weekends than during the week. I may have driven it to work maybe 10 times. And it had such low mileage. The funny thing about that Pilot, during the time I had it for the 18-month span, I had never driven it in the rain, come to think of it. I haven't driven this one in the rain since I had it. It probably came off the truck in the rain, but you know, when those weekends was bad, I generally didn't go anywhere anyway. And my Pilot was clean, so I would say, well, if I got to go anywhere, I'll just hop in my truck. Even though I keep both my vehicles clean. No sense in dirtying up a vehicle when you don't have to. But this one, this ash green, it would definitely be getting a mud bath. I am going to be off-roading, not deep in the woods. I'm not crawling all over stuff. But that's my intention, you know, to do those things. And I'm glad I waited for this one and this particular one. My Pilot was black, the crystal metallic black. Wash it, oh, it sparkled. It looked real good. But it attracted, you know, dust showed up more. And no issues with that vehicle either. You know, they gave me the complete rubber folding mat for the rear. They gave me that in the Pilot, and it protected the back seat as well. I don't know why when they did this for this Passport, you get the bottom piece that they included hid into the price, but they didn't put the one for the back seat. So they've got all these different options, I guess, because they figure everybody wants to do it their own way. But it looks like to me, if you're protecting the base of the cargo area, you would want to protect the back seat. So that protection piece for the back seat, I'm definitely ordering that one. Because when I do go camping, I will have stuff back there. I probably need to fold that seat down. You know, at least one of them. My intentions are to get that. The roof rails, somebody said they didn't have them in yet. I don't think I'm going to go that far and need that right now. I can never say never, but for right now, I don't have a use for it. Gonna look around and wait for a tire sale. It's kind of hard to catch the Nittos on sale, but if I go back to the place who originally leveled my previous Ram 1500, they did a great job. They did a 3.5-inch leveling kit on it, and I put the 35-inch Nittos on there, and it came out looking really, really sharp. And but I kept the factory wheels. Well, I bought some more factory wheels that came on one of the other vehicles, so it came out really sharp. So if I go to them, I'm the type person, I can be a repeat customer. They treated me right. So if I order my tires through them, I'm willing to pay that little extra $20, $25, $40. I won't go $200 over markup, but you know, because I know it's a good company and I know they do good work. So I'll probably go back to them and get the tires. I was looking at maybe sometime in April next month, mid to latter part of the month, but these tires only have 600 miles on it. Now, if I post these tires for sale on Marketplace while they're still on this vehicle, and if somebody's willing to come give me probably $600 for them, they got 600 miles on them, and I know they are not cheap tires, I will go get those other tires in a heartbeat. So if somebody wants to get them, I'll even go so low as say they can have them for $500. They're still practically brand new. Matter of fact, when I get ready to go to the park and walk, I may just take pictures of them and just do a trial and post them for sale on Marketplace just to see if I get any hits on it. And if I get a serious buyer, or 2 or 3, I know I can go ahead and pull the trigger and get the Nittos. But I need to do more research to make sure they have this exact size, because I'm not doing any lift kits. I'm not going big, larger on the tire. I like this profile the way it is. I just want the more aggressive tire. So that's just my own personal preference. Like some people are painting the grayed out part black. You know, it looks okay. It does. But I wonder how it really looks up close and under the sun. I haven't seen that, but I'm leaving mine the exterior like it is. I don't see a need to paint it that black, because I think the offset of all these colors is what attracted me to this vehicle. Being ash green, then you got the darkish grayish wheels, rims, then you got the gray front and rear bumpers, and then you got the The black, you know, the black up top, black down. It's the contrast in all the colors that stood out for me for this vehicle. Orange would have probably been my second choice, but now that I'm seeing them on the road, I'm glad I chose the ash green. They had I saw the silver metallic, whatever that gray color. It's okay, but it's pretty close to my truck. I don't think I need two gray vehicles. I don't know, but I do like this color. It's the contrast in the colors that stood out for me, and it looks like it really belongs off road. You know, I thought they would come out with maybe like a sand color. Maybe they will next year. Maybe at the end of this year. I don't think Honda's through with all of their color choices on this vehicle. So, and I think that because I don't know what color they call that on that Mazda CX-50. It's a something sand, maybe. That's a sharp color. I think that'll look good on this too. I haven't seen one that I do not like. I saw the blue, whatever that color is, obsidian blue. I think they called it something else. It was pretty nice looking. I don't think I've owned a blue vehicle before. I don't think so, but it was pretty nice. I've seen a few on the road. Got a couple of compliments on the vehicle and how they asked me the truth about it. I say, I like it. I can't tell. If I didn't like it, I'll tell people, man, no, you might want to go with, if your choice is Toyota, go with Toyota. I'll tell you in a heartbeat. Because like I say, Honda's not paying me, Toyota's not paying me. I would tell the truth. You know, I really would. Even when I had my Pilot, I bought it with just enough equipment for what it served its purpose for. I didn't need one fully loaded, you know. That I've never, would I have gone for the Elite in this, the black, whatever they call it? I would have if the price would have been more attractive for me. I probably would have, but just this 2026 Honda Passport TRAILSPORT serves its purpose. The interior works for me all the way across the board. You know, a couple people complain about the cloth, but once again, it's the contrast that's in it that attracted me to it. You know, you can go with a vehicle that's fully leather all the way around and the fake wall linings and all this stuff, but this looks more like it was the design staff did a better job. And 25s and older, I was in them. They were pretty decent too. I think overall this vehicle, for me, it works. It may not work for everybody else. But once again, I have zero things to report that I dislike about my Honda Passport. So with that being said, I'm going to get on up here to this park and get me a couple laps in and fight this pollen, because it's bad too. It's just bad. But anyway, people, I hope everybody have a great afternoon and even better tomorrow. I'll be reporting back in with more information on the Honda Pilot as time progresses. Take care.